right, hello there, and welcome to another Artist of the Week. My name is Gendid, and this is a Derpy Hooves exclusive interview with the artist Slugbox. How are you doing tonight, Slug?
I'm good. I have coffee, and I'm good.
All right, excellent, excellent. Well, Slug has been kind enough to agree to answer some questions some questions from me, and we're going to get a little bit or get to know him a little bit better. So, first of all, let me ask you, how long have you been an artist?
Well, I, was drawing things when I was a little kid, Transformers and Optimus Prime and Godzilla. So I guess 25 years. I'll be 25 in a week, so.
Okay. Have you ever been to have you had any formal training at all, or?
I went to art high school, where I was the class clown and got nothing done, and it's just terrible because I didn't pay attention at all, and I probably should have, but I did not. So, formal training, but definitely wasted.
So it sounds like you didn't get too much from school. How did you learn how to create art then?
I think the best thing about it though was that because I didn't do anything in school, I am probably the only member of the graduating class who is an artist because I didn't get burnt out because of school. So after school, I kind of picked it up, ironically, because I wanted to do art suddenly and had wasted 4 years of not doing it.
You have another degree in education, correct? You have if I'm not mistaken, a marketing degree, right?
Yeah, it's communication theory and graphic communication, that kind of.
How has that affected your business model as an artist?
My business model is, and a lot of artists don't have a business model. I mean, art can be fun. That's great. Art should be fun, but this is my full-time job, so I have to have a business model. And my model is, I would like to, my first priority is to make ends meet. I have to, pay my bills, pay rent, pay for gas, those kind of things. So my first priority is to give people what they want, and where possible, give people what they want and what I want.
Yeah.
And as you go on, you are more able to meet both those goals at once. But it does take some time to make that happen. So,
why would you consider marketing an important factor for artists?
It doesn't have to be if you don't want it to be. If you just want to draw or paint or sculpt or do video or whatever it is, or do theater on the street, that's fine. That's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
good for you. But if you are planning to make money and do this for a living, you need to be able to put your name out there. The more people who know you, the better the odds of you making a buck, whether that's on commission or comics or however you're generating income. I know that a lot of people say page views don't matter and followers don't matter, and it doesn't have to matter.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter to somebody, it's fine. But if you want to be able to make a living doing what you want to do, eventually, you do have to have a lot of followers, and you do have to have fans, and you do have to sacrifice some of your own things to appeal to them. But you need to first get your name out there, and that means sometimes marketing. That's why it is an important factor.
Do you have any advice for new artists that are just starting up that really want to sell themselves and kind of sell that image of themselves to people?
If you want to sell yourself, the most important thing is kind of to let go of your pride, which can be really, really hard for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had to draw Naruto fan art. I admit it. Oh God, it hurt, but I've done it, and I was better for it. And that brings in 100 followers when you have 7. That's a lot. So my biggest advice is to let go of, if you want to do this, is to let go of maybe some of your ethics. And it does hurt sometimes, and eventually it gets better, but it'll always hurt a little bit. But eventually you'll get to a point where you don't have to do that as much.
Yeah. Speaking of fan art, how did you? What got you into to My Little Pony? What was?
I downloaded My Little Pony because my girlfriend was feeling upset, And I said, well, I'll download My Little Pony. I heard it's an awesome show. We'll download it and we'll watch it, and it'll be great. And it'll be a nice little activity. And we watched the first 2 or 3 episodes and then had a beer and decided to watch some more. And then we had to go to bed. And the next day I picked her up from work and she said, I really want to watch My Little Pony some more. And I said, I do too. And I didn't know how to draw animals or anything like that, so I just drew them as like rainbow-colored girls, and just for fun, really, just mostly for her. I just said, well, I'll draw you some fan art. It'll be nice. You can decide whether you want them to have regular skin or rainbow skin, and that's how it all started.
Okay, interesting.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah, but it was very unexpected for all of us. Another thing that's kind of been unexpected was how much of a hit your OC pony has become.
Cteno?
Yeah. How did you come up with the idea for Cteno?
It's really a bunch of recycled ideas mostly from older characters and things which I've either had to retire or just never panned out or things like that. And as a quote sellout, I'm trying to market here, I designed her strictly for pornographic purposes. I wanted to have some character I could use to basically star in pornography and help pay the rent.
Yeah.
But
so what happened?
What happened was Jack, who you interviewed earlier.
Yes.
Bet me or something. He was insulting me about drawing. He'll draw the porn first or something. He said he would, and he did. But instead, he drew this wonderfully touching little portrait of her and his pony Sooty, and I was just so touched. And I just felt so bad about it. I just felt terrible. And I decided kind of slowly and accidentally that this was not going to pan out for original purposes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's how it happened.
Do you like how or what she's become, though?
Oh yeah, I prefer this very much. I think it's much more fun. And then again, I think it demonstrates, here's something that I really genuinely enjoy drawing.
Yeah.
And creating. That's not something that's really selling out. I really have no ulterior motives with her blog or her character. I just enjoy it, and other people seem to as well, and that just is a happy accident.
Oh,
but I think that's comes from marketing and stuff beforehand, I think.
Yeah. It was just something completely unexpected.
Yeah, it was an accident.
How have ponies changed the way you think as an artist?
Well, ponies themselves, I think more than they're easy to draw. First off, you can just draw these weird blob-shaped creatures, and it's simple and effective, and it's taught me a lot about general cartooning. Ponies really have a big effect, I guess, the fandom, because these people are so devoted and oftentimes absolutely insane, which is fine. I mean, and that really made me stop and think about, how serious some people take things, how not serious other people take them.
Yeah.
And as an illustrator, it's something that gave me a lot of viewpoints. Here's some people who are really devoted to this idea and this
concept,
group and community, this concept. Yeah, thank you. I'm an idiot. And it really it made me feel pretty good. I mean, I'm used to coming from a pretty adult-oriented background.
Yeah.
And I think the ponies bring in artists and illustrators and everybody, every art form from everywhere. And it's this real hodgepodge conglomeration of individuals. And it really gave me a better sense of community. That's my cat.
Speaking of which, well, not speaking of the cat, but speaking of the community, you seem to work a lot with other artists and members of the pony community, often plugging them and helping them out. Why is that important?
On one hand, I think it's good karma. I mean, I do have sold out pretty hard in the past for good. I don't regret it.
Yeah. I'm
I'm able to make ends meet. I'm able to pay my bills and buy My Little Ponies. But I think that if someone has a lot of, followers for whatever reason, whether deserved, ill-deserved, whatever, it's good to help out. I mean, some people could use a jump start. And if someone is either my friend or I think that, I can help, I mean, I've got so-and-so how many followers, it can do a lot of good. Especially if it's something like, I need to get somewhere. I need money for this now.
Yeah.
And you can make a difference. You really can if you have, for whatever reason, that many people following you. And I just think it's a good thing to do. I mean, just because you worked hard to get however much clout or whatever comes with all this, doesn't mean you should just be a jerk about it. Yeah. So I try and help out when I can.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Is there any? Have there been any artists in particular that you've had a lot of fun working with, or?
I mean, you can always just, check who I'm following on Tumblr and DeviantArt to see who I'm absolutely in love with.
True.
But
true.
I mean, there's always blogs and pony blogs and stuff, and a lot of times people come in with, out of character statements saying, look, I need help with this, need help with that. And if anyone can shoot them some commissions or even some money, that's great. That's awesome. And I think it just helps, it just gives a better community.
Oh, no, that's a very good thing.
Feels good, man.
Outside of the art world, how have ponies affected your life?
Well, I didn't really. I never been a My Little Pony fan. I remember watching it as a kid with my sister. Oh, it's a terrible show with the ooze and the and the sea pony song. And I love toys. Oh my god, I love toys. I think the biggest thing is, I'm not ashamed to be the guy in the Transformers aisle. And little kids like, Mommy, buy Optimus. And I'm like, which one do you want, kid? And I'll buy the ones that he wants. I'll buy 2 of them just because I'm a jerk. but I'm looking at them right now. I have all the basic ponies on the shelf right now, and that stupid rarity carousel and stuff. And it's interesting to have these weird things around. And I think it's also it's such a weird thing to say, like, in public too.
Yeah.
Some people won't go down that My Little Pony aisle. And even I need my girlfriend as an excuse sometimes. I'll pretend to be lost. I'll walk down the aisle, or I'll look at my cell phone like I'm trying to find something for somebody. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of interesting when people come over and they see I have a little Cteno on my desk, and the question is and stuff like, oh, you like My Little Pony? It's why does this pony have panties on? And it's just a weird kind of spin on things. I mean, it's almost more acceptable to like something like, I don't know, Barney or Sesame Street than it is to like My Little Pony, even though it's a fairly good. It's a good show. It's for all ages and stuff. Oh,
yeah. So, shoot, lost my train of thought there. What future projects are you excited for?
The weird thing about I guess being your own boss, which I'm still coming to terms with, and it's very confusing, is that you can kind of make your own projects within a certain frame. Yeah. Future projects, I was planning a nice comic, like an action web comic, and I was really excited about it. And after BronyCon, on the ride back home, I was like, wow, I really am not going to have fun with this webcomic at all, even though I've been planning it for like 3 months and I've been doing sketches for it. And in the span of like an hour of driving, I totally canned the project. And that's why Cteno's getting so many updates, because I'd rather do that. I mean, I'd rather update this and have fun with this weird, strange creature comic than something epic. And I'm super excited about it.
Give me a little bit more information about working independent, or how is it to work independently, to be your own boss, like you said.
It's great sometimes, and it's absolutely horrible other times. I think the best thing is the most common praise or amazement I get is, dude, you're your own boss, man. You don't have to go to work or anything. If you don't want to, wake up and you can go work when you want. And it's not true because you wake up and you're already at work.
You never left.
You never left. You went to bed at your desk and you woke up and went to your desk. I think you really have to be super, super self-motivated. And I'm not saying I'm super, super self-motivated, but you should be. And you should be ready to work an 18-hour day.
Yeah.
Hopefully you choose something that an 18-hour day feels like a 8-hour day. But you should be ready to work an 18-hour day, and you should understand that it's not a lot of money. I'm only able to make ends meet doing this because I have, a fiance and we both work. But it's a lot of work. It really is. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll also have to not go out as often, and you'll also have to be a little more stringent with your money, frugal. But I mean, they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But you can get tired doing what you love.
Yeah. Yeah, understandably. What's so far? What has been your favorite project that you've ever worked on?
I know it's pornography, but I guess I would say Cteno right now.
Yeah.
But she's still new, so I don't want to say that. She's only like 2.5 months old. But I do a series of pinup books with like tentacle porn.
Yeah.
And it's my best work I've ever done. And it's so great, and I would love to print it out and take it to my mom's and be like, Mom, look, I drew this awesome picture. It's got good composition. The colors are amazing. There's tits everywhere. And I can't do that, I mean, she's just going to be like, oh. But that's my favorite thing I've ever done. It's...
Oh.
I really don't really care much about content and things. As long as it's colorful, basically, which is probably why Cteno is so colorful. But that's the favorite thing I've ever done, even if it's pornographic. I'm still pretty proud of it. Oh,
and that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What do you have anything you're working on currently? That
what?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I'll go ahead. Currently, I'm really trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the next few months.
Yeah.
I have, the scattered remains of the webcomic, which is a bunch of great sketches I can use for things. I've got half-finished and totally finished drawings of safe-for-work and not-safe-for-work content. I've got all these ideas with Cteno. I've got this store up where people can buy T-shirts of her. And right now, my future project is to organize these things. And hopefully not get so overconfident and happy with everything that I become complacent.
Yeah.
That's my future project, is organizing things. Because I have to, whether you are successful or not, you do have to keep working. You can't just keep drawing ponies all day.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to.
What advice would you give new artists that are trying to break into the field?
If they're a new artist who is not so new that they're trying to break into the field, I would recommend, and the advice I would give would be to remember that everyone has a price, I think, but some people are unaffordable. I think that if someone gave me $1 million to draw something horrible, I probably would. It's $1 million. Some people might have a higher price. I think that if you enter the field with lofty goals of either too much creativity or too much pride in the ambiguous sense of art, or you go in way too business-minded and you just do not care or even tolerate what some more idealistic but not necessarily wrong people think, you're just not gonna have a good time. I think if you're trying to break into the field in a business and creative sense, you need to think in both those senses at the same time. Yeah. And that can be really difficult because you understand you can't just draw boobs, you have to draw nice boobs. And you can't just post them, you have to post them in the right place at the right times.
Yeah.
And it can be frustrating for a lot of people to it's even frustrating for me sometimes to put everything into numbers. Because you can, I can quantify every single image that I've ever posted. I post them at a certain time of day on a certain website in a certain order because I know that's how it's going to get the most publicity, even if I don't want it to be about that.
Okay.
So it's just be willing to listen to the jaded business people, and be willing to listen to the righteous and super creative and amazing people who are more freeform.
All
They're
right.
both right.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
Cool.
Okay. Well, that was all the questions that I had for you today. Was there anything else you'd like to add, Slug? Or
Not really. Dean, shut up.
what's your cat's name?
Dean.
Okay, super. That was a very super important exclusive question just for this interview. Nobody else will know that unless they listen here.
You can post it. He's on the stream usually.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much for your time, Slug, and
Hey.
yeah, thanks for coming out and talking with us.
My pleasure.